Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to, yes, EUGE Chuckles. Thank you so much for coming out on this Saturday, all of you here in the audience, and all of you at home watching on EUGEShow.com. Got nothing else to do on a Saturday? Yay. Hey, well, welcome. We got a great show happening for you tonight. We're going to have Chuck's going to come up. Chuck Roy's going to come up and do some time. Mona Lott's going to come up and do some time. Jordan Wieleba's going to do some time. Morgan Miller is going to do some time. And we're here in Denver, Colorado. And Morgan is from Denver. Oh, cool. Okay, well, Morgan is from here. And she lives in New York. And she's doing much better than most of the people in this show. So just, I'm just saying, she's in New York. It's very, very cool. So anyway, why don't I just start off, tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from a small town in North Carolina. Thank you very much. From North Carolina? She was, oh, you graduated from Duke. Nice. It's a very nice school. Nice basketball team. I love them. I think there's 32 black people at Duke. All of them play ball. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. As long as they get to go to Duke, right? Exactly right. Okay. Anyway, travel all over the country, always on an airplane. A couple of things I never could figure out about flying. One thing I never could figure out about flying is why do I pay for my ticket before I land? I mean, if they crash the plane and I die in a fireball, I shouldn't have paid for that. That should be on the house. Why don't let people with children get on the plane first? What is that all about? You should not be rewarded to bring kids on a plane. They should treat kids on a plane just like they do at Thanksgiving dinner. They should have a little plane behind my plane. Then we fly away. All right, very cool. Never mind. That's 20 years, nothing throws me. I'm good. I'm good. Just recently got back off of a cruise. I'd like for you to, if you're not a fan of doing things, and I'm not a fan of doing things, but my wife loves to do things, so end up having to do stuff. So if you're not a fan of doing stuff and have to do stuff, take a cruise. I'm telling you, it's the most American way to travel ever invented. It's so cool. It's like you check into a really nice hotel with all the stuff you need to be comfortable, and then the hotel goes places. It's so cool. It's like you don't have to experience the place you go at all. You know, it's like, I'm just here for a t-shirt. I'm back on the boat. I'm done. I'm back on the boat. It's like, no, I don't want to try your local cuisine. I've got Floating America right there. I've got Floating America. Why would I want to try your conch stew or whatever the hell it is? I'm going back for a ribeye. See ya. Thank you very much. That's just the way I think, American. So, all right, so there we go. Yeah, you like that? Did you like that? Thank you. So you seem like a nice crowd. You seem like you're all warmed up and ready to have a wonderful time. Are you all warmed up and ready to have a wonderful time? Excellent. I'm going to bring up your host for the evening. One of my best friends in the entire world, one of my favorite comics in the entire world. You probably recognize him from, a twink somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, right there, Chuck Roy, right there.
Eugene Kenny, everybody. I taught that man the word twink. Welcome, everybody, and happy Pride. I taught a lot of you the word twink. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm fresh in from family vacation, so that means I'm ready to curse, drink, and vent. So I'm wicked grateful to see you all. How many people here have families? Oh, everybody. Oh, that's great. And how many people here like anybody in their family? Oh, just the mom, and then the dad waved after, like, I guess I do. We did Yosemite as a family vacation. I'm grateful. It was wonderful. I collected a lot of picnic baskets. Me and the ranger got to hang out. We had a good time. We had fun. As soon as I got home, And that's this morning. And then this afternoon when I woke up from nap, it was time to assemble the PowerPoint for tonight. You know, the fancy names. And look what, this is what Facebook delivered to me as I was setting up the PowerPoint. This is an ad for Our Time, a site that will help me connect and meet my girlfriend. And apparently my girlfriend is the NAACP leader from Spokane. Like, who I want to connect with, according to Facebook, is ambiguously white black women who want a strong leadership role in that. And Facebook, how many times can I type the word twink into a post update before you get that I don't ever want to fucking meet a girlfriend? How about that? It's creeping me out. That's really her. I feel for that. It's either a stock photo or a stock cow photo. Did that one go too far? I called she's not fat. Would you calm down? And it's a fake woman. She's ambiguously black. She has other issues besides her weight. All right, next slide. I think we have to change to something. That woman is freaking me out. Now on vacation, I picked up on bits and pieces of the news. This morning, I woke up at 3 a.m. to catch a plane to come tell jokes to you. That's how important you are to me. And CNN, you flip on CNN at 3 a.m. and usually it's going to sell you a juicer. And today they were like, Dallas is getting fucked up, everybody. Which was scary for like 30 minutes until you watch the story and like, what is it, 17 automatic weapons? And like not one cop got hurt at all, which is obviously terrific, but sort of fun to make fun of. Like the guy drove an armored vehicle in and intended to fuck up the world, and then he's dead. And it's a rule in comedy, you shouldn't make fun of a dead guy. You know, when tragedy happens in the news, like you should skip that topic, but no, fuck that guy. He literally tried to fuck up a whole city and just like, he ruined that all on his own. Like, he missed opportunity an awful lot. He's as good as fucking up a city as I am at PR. Right? 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 You're a beautiful audience. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Mostly because you bring laughter and joy and share it on that. I tried not to watch the news on vacation. You know, there were picnic baskets to go get. But some things leaked in. Jeb Bush has already changed his staff. He's announcing tomorrow for president, or Monday, and then he's already had a complete staff change. He hired a plumber. And my sister said, yeah, Joe the plumber is gonna run his campaign. It's not quite Joe the plumber, but some people were griping, like, what does plumbing have to do with politics? And my sister piped up, she said, both moves a lot of shit. Thank you. I told her I would share that joke with you. Right there, I said, thank you for writing monologue joke number 1, dear sweetheart. My brother was on vacation with us. His name is Richard. We call him Dick. Thank you. You must know him. God, is he a dick? A real Richard Cranium is what my brother-in-law would say. But a good man. My brother instilled one value in me that I'll never forget. One of my earliest Republican Party principles. He taught me that if you want to win a war, you got to be the arms dealer. It's really the only way to win those things. When we were kids, we would do bottle rocket wars. Now I know this is Colorado, and I've said bottle rocket, and already 2 mountains are on fire. even though it's raining. That's because this is a dry climate, and many of you might be Coloradans, and you might not be have you ever had a bottle rocket war? Anybody here ever been in? Oh, a few of you. God damn it, I draw a small crowd, but they're a goddamn fun crowd. That's who they are. We grow this. We're gonna add people one by one, but the rule is gonna be, you ever been in a bottle rocket war? And if they say no, doorman's gonna be like, why don't you just fucking go to another bar? They got cosmopolitans at the next place. You and your cranberry skinny jeans can go that way. My brother would get us fireworks. Like in my family, I get you drugs, but my brother's the one who would get you fireworks. I don't know who the arms dealer was, where you could get the fireworks. I just know that we kept them locked in our file cabinets. I had them filed under B for bottle rocket. Pretty ornery that way. We were in the middle of a bottle rocket war. Nice little, I was a little terrified. I was holding down our section, but my brother, as I'm launching bottle rockets, I noticed that my brother is getting chased down and losing to the fastest kid in school. That guy is running after my brother and launching bottle rockets at him, and little bear is terrified. What is gonna happen? I can't lose my big brother. And then my big brother stops, and he pulls out from he had little tube socks on. Remember tube socks? They came all the way up to here, big red stripe. And then out of there, my brother pulled a Roman candle, which, yeah, if you don't know what a Roman candle does, a Roman candle shoots a little ball of fire, boom, 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 like a little bit faster than the fastest kid in school. Right? And that's how my brother taught me to win a war, don't give all the good weapons to everybody. Save the top secret shit for yourself. And when you're in a jam, you'll have a leg up on a guy. So I leg up on a guy, that's what we do in my family. It's all puns. That's it. Now, I've come home and I checked my email to check in at the office. And I'm gonna share some tragic news with y'all. You're a good crowd, and I think you can handle this. And if it bums you out, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be on a pride float, and that's not the bummer part. I think y'all know what a pride float is. The gay pride parade's in a couple weeks, and my friend Mona Lott has organized a pride float with the Improv Comedy Club. She's doing a big show there, Memoirs of a Gay Show. Very clever young lady. Oh, you're gonna love the show, and if you're in town, please come to it. And to promote the show, she's done a lot of work and organized us a pride float, which to me that's a ball. That's gonna be a party, and then that's where the kick is. This year, the Denver Gay Pride Committee has announced that if you're gonna have a pride float, you can't have alcohol on it. Thank you. Thank you. Little crowd that could. Can you relate to? This is what, like first day back from vacation, like memo number 1 is like, why don't you fuck yourself at Pride? Remember that day where you thought you were gonna have fun? Why don't you wake up and not? We still have to be at the park at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning for a parade that starts at 9:30 with there's a double underlined thing like, this is for real, Chuck. Not even kidding. There's like a threat of, if we drink on the float, the Denver police will pull us over. One person on the float is black, so we ain't fucking around with that. And Denver police, no fucking way. And I want to see that. Denver police trying to pull over the Boys Town float, like, pull over. The Boys Town boys being like, we're not wearing anything, no shirts. Who's wearing a pullover? Don't complain. I've had 3 hours notice of the worst news of my life. And I'm trying to relate it to you with jokes. Keep this uplifting. no drinking on the pride float. What the fuck happens when it, what bitch of a lesbian came up with that? Right? What fucking angry, militant lesbian whose dad drinks 2 beers at night just to deal with her and her fucking mom, right? Imagine who he has to come home to. Her and the fucking cunt that raised her. And all he wants to do is have like a beer and one other beer and be like, oh, I'm not responsible for this. I wish we'd go to Yosemite. Oh. No booze. Be at the park at 7. What's gonna happen when I see the God hates fags people? I won't be drunk. I don't think you want to remove that filter. When I'm shit-faced, I can at least tolerate them and go, liberty, whatever. Not an ounce of booze in me, probably just some weed, maybe cocaine. I'm gonna fucking. That's who's, you go around, that's the worst, best part of the Pride Parade. Everything else is a part. First time I ever was invited to do a float for a Pride Parade, I wasn't even sure, is it a real parade? I just figured we meet in an alley and get blowjobs. Do a parade of homes, meet some coke dealers, But it's a real thing, and you get there early, and then you cheer, you drink, but not this year. And then at some point you come around a corner and the God hates fags people greet you with signs. That's always a thrill. And my friends, I can hear how, look, you were the cutest little crowd ever and now you're fucking bummed. I get it. You woke up early to watch Hillary do her speech and you're for liberty and all that, and you get it. You're not supposed to go to someone's parade and hand out signs and be like, God hates you. And my friends get upset, on the floor. They flip them the bird and they yell curse words. And I'll tell you, at this Pride Parade, I pray that I stick with my solution. I've learned this with the God hates fags people. It's not, you can't yell fuck you at them. Calling them cunts is what they want. The way I beat them every year is I just yell, I'll pray for you. Fuck yeah, it fucks them up big time. Because they're, that's their world and they don't really expect that from our squad, but, I'm a fag with faith, I will drop back deep and throw you a Hail Mary, I'm a good Catholic, I got faith. I know how to throw a Hail Mary. And it takes faith to believe in a virgin. That requires some serious faith. Come on, not that much faith. You're right. Jewish girl, free baby. That story's going to work out. All right, okay. All right. You're a beautiful crowd. I think we did all the jokes we needed. That was the whole monologue, I think. Those were all the ones I planned. For the rest of tonight's show, I might ask each act to just bring up a drink for me while I host the rest of the show. That's how it works. I'll sit here and host the show. My good friend Eugene Kenny runs the cameras back there, and I appreciate that. We're broadcasting live on EUGE.com, and I know my parents aren't watching today because they're with my nieces, and we have a rule, my niece has got to turn 18 before they can watch me so effectively use the word cunt. You know what I mean? They don't know much about that word. My sister was the first one of us to figure out what a douchebag was. Okay. I've always wanted that joke to work, and that's why you're just a great crowd. All right, I'm going to introduce this first young man. God bless it. Would that be a beverage for me? I really appreciate that. Salud. I'm going to put this here. That'll be my sip and drink. I'm going to do a toast to you, tiny little crowd that could. Appreciate you being here. Happy Pride, everybody. We're going to get it started. To introduce you tonight to our first act, to kick off our Pride show, how about a straight black guy? What do you need back there? What do you need? You need faggots everywhere? Huh? Is that what you need? I'm not that kind of a bigot. I'm going to bring up the straight black guy. That's what I'm going to do. I enjoy his comedy. I'm a big fan. I'm glad to present him to you. Here's Anthony Crawford, everybody. Give him a nice round of applause.
Keep going for Chuck, adding diversity. Appreciate it. Not gonna lie, here's a scary little fact about me that I have yet to tell anybody. The only reason I bring it up is because Chuck said it in the monologue. But the whole the twink thing. When I was a kid, I had no fucking clue what that was. You know what I mean? I literally thought a twink was the person that filled up Twinkies. You know, the person that put the cream filling in something sweet.
Same thing.
I wasn't that far off. You know, I wasn't that far off. It's dope. It makes me feel better about myself. A little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, man, this is cool. I appreciate y'all having me here. Man, I'll tell you this. The first time I ever performed in a gay club was the time that I learned I need to find out about the shows I'm about to do. I had no clue. Like, and at this time, don't get me wrong, I've always been cool with you know, gay people, transgender, always have been. But that doesn't mean I know everything about them. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget, it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. There's a club called Flex. And Flex is an all-male gay club. And I had no clue before I got there. When I walked in, it was a shock, because they meant it. It was a gay club. Like, there was a footloose amount of glitter on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, it was a ridiculous amount of glitter on them. You know, like, it was, you know, all the bartenders had no shirts on, but they had bow ties and shit. You know, and when I walked in, I was like, ooh, my material might not work. You know? So I did what I always do when I get scared. I called my mama, and my mom gave me some of that good old I was raised in the 50s black woman advice. And I ain't paying no attention to that shit. Instead, I had a House moment. Instead, y'all remember the show House MD, you know, and you know when he'd have a medical mystery, you know, and that he couldn't solve. One of his colleagues would come up, say something random to him like, baked beans. It's fibromyalgia. You know, shit like that. I had a House moment, and while I was talking to my mom, I came up with my first joke. Now, before I tell y'all what that first joke was, I gotta describe the stage at Flex, because it wasn't as classy as this side of the room. You know what I mean? Like the stage at Flex looked like a catwalk. You know, it looked like you're walking down a runway. You know what I mean? And the song they played when I got on stage was, I'm sexy and I know it. And it was laser lights popping from the side of the stage. It was a disco ball spinning, lights were popping off that. I came out doing that. I don't know why. It felt right. It felt correct. And, and I came out there and I was like, ladies and gentlemen of Flex, my bad. Gentlemen of Flex, I had no clue this is an all-male gay club. I had no clue, so I called my mom. My mom was like, Anthony, you're a straight black man. Straight black man has no right being in an all-male gay club. And I was like, Mom, you're tripping. Straight black men and gay men got a whole lot in common. First and foremost, we both love sticking it to the man. That was my very first joke, all right? Everybody blew up. They started throwing glitter and Skittles in the air. It made me feel like somebody. It made me feel like a fucking comic. It felt great. That wasn't the weirdest situation I've ever been in, though. It wasn't that weird. It was just awkward. But the weirdest, the scariest, actually, it was in Elkin, North Carolina. I don't know if I've mentioned that I'm from High Point, North Carolina. Yep, that's what I expected. All right, and I know so most of y'all have never heard of Elkin, North Carolina. But however, whatever you thought when I said Elkin, North Carolina, that's right. All right, all of us correct. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? Whole lot of that in Elkin. You know what I mean? And I can't make this up. I wish I was this funny to make this shit up. Is the name of the event was Bar Top Comedy at Hog Week. Now, we all thought, all right, we're gonna get some barbecue, tell some jokes. Wrong, all right? When they said Hog Week, they didn't mean pork. They meant bikers. Elkin bikers, all right? These dudes were legit, all right? They wasn't cute like them Sons of Anarchy guys. Nah, they couldn't wait to go back to jail, you know what I mean? And when they said bar top comedy, they didn't mean we was performing in a bar like right now. No, they meant we were performing on the bar. Coyote Ugly, you know what I mean? And me and the host of the show, Anthony Bean, were the only two black people in the county, apparently. You know what I mean? And Anthony Bean, he's doing real well for himself now. He goes by Chico Bean now, and he's on MTV. He does Wildin' Out, Guy Code, all that good stuff. Proud of him. But at this time in our lives, his material was all about coming out, saying something awkward to the crowd, and then working and getting the funny off of their reaction. And I swear to God, I'm gonna start out, I'm gonna say exactly how he started this show, verbatim. All right, he came out and he was like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Elkin, North Carolina, welcome to Bar Top Comedy at Hog Week. Who in here voted for Obama? And there's this little old lady in the back who was like maybe in the late 60s, early 70s. She yelled out, I voted for that Nick. And Bean was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, what did you say? And no bullshit, she stood up in her chair. And she yelled, I said that I voted for the Nick. And he went, oh. Next to the stage, Anthony Crawford. Swear to God, that was my intro. I wasn't even first. I was supposed to be headlining the show. He just panicked, and I'm not even gonna lie. I tap danced so hard through that set, I shamed the shit out of my family. I was there, thank you, sir. I'm one of the good ones. You know what I mean? I think I even threw some spirit fingers in that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Well, I shamed the shit out of my family that day. I just wish that wasn't a true story, but it's true as shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to get serious on you guys real quick, but there's something, I'm still surprised no one said anything about it in the news. It's been like 6 months, 7 months since it happened, but I'm still pretty pissed off. It never got brought up. It happened right outside of Chicago, at a hotel. Somebody let off a bomb in a hotel, and it released chlorine gas. 14 people had to be hospitalized, and they had to evacuate the whole hotel, and no one talked about it, and that pissed me off. Just because it happened during a furry convention doesn't mean you shouldn't care. You know what I mean? Like, furries are people too, damn it. You know what I mean? Like, just because they dress up like school mascots don't mean you shouldn't care about their well-being. And I wished I was there. I wish I was there, man. Not to help. I wouldn't have helped. I wish I was there. I wish I was there to see it. I wish I was there to see it, man, because I bet it would have been the most adorable recreation of a forest fire ever. You know what I mean? Like, just a bunch of raccoons and bears running for their life, choking. Somebody takes it super seriously, telling them, what you mean take my head off? I'm a bear, bitch. Put it on my snout. That's a dumb joke. Sometimes you gotta admit it. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Oh, did anybody here go to Comic-Con? Couple people? Dude, all right, look. I'm a nerd. I'm a product of bullying. All right, I'm a prodigal bully. I don't really like to see things escalate, you know what I mean, and go crazy. But at Comic-Con, it was the first time in my life I wanted it to happen, all right? Because I had the privilege of watching the Denver Police Department arrest a guy dressed like Captain America for smoking weed. And it was perfect. It was perfect. Because while they were shoving him in the cop car, he literally yelled out, "Damn it, I'm fought for this country, I can't get out." And everybody around him started getting pissed off. You know what I mean? Like other stoners were like, "Yeah, man, it's Comic-Con, man. Let us have fun." And some veterans were around like, "Yo, man, he fought for this country. Let him go." And then there was some other guys dressed like the rest of the Avengers that didn't. They just started posing more and more amusingly because they didn't know what to do. And at that point, I was like, oh shit, if a riot was to ever happen at Comic-Con, now's the time. You know what I mean? Like everybody rally around Captain America. And if you're not laughing at the idea of a riot happening at Comic-Con, fuck you guys, all right? Because that is a hilarious thought, all right? If you don't laugh at the thought of two stoners, 4 Deadpools, a guy dressed like Princess Leia, and a Hello Kitty kicking cops' ass, something's wrong with you, all right? If a Ninja Turtle kicking a cop in the face isn't hilarious to you, something's wrong, all right? And I just want to see how everybody in costume reacts as cops start shooting tear gas into the crowd. You see a guy dressed like Flash hauling ass away from him, and then everything gets still and real quiet. And then next thing you know, you just see the Hulk running through the fog, you know what I mean, towards the cops. But I don't mean a guy dressed like the Hulk. I mean literally Lou Ferrigno running through the crowd, choking. It's a funny thought to be. Fuck you guys. I'm a nerd, man. Oh, man. I wish y'all had a chance to meet my dad, man. He was cool as shit. He passed away 3 years ago, you know. Easily one of the smartest guys I ever met in my life. Easily, you know. Anytime I had any type of question, he always had the answer to it. Always, you know. But then after I started getting old enough, he started fucking with me. Because he wanted me to look it up on my own, you know. And unfortunately, this is another very true story. This is how I found out about birthmarks. I have one on my side, you know, and I just had the question. I just saw it in the mirror one day, you know, and I was like, "Yo, Pop, where the birthmarks come from?" He was like, "Oh, you ain't looked that up? You ain't looked that up at all. You just want to come ask me everything, huh?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I just thought of this question. I ain't had a chance to look it up." He was like, all right, son. I'll tell you. All right, birthmarks, all right. See, son, when a man loves a woman, they get together, have sex, and that's where babies come from. I was like, duh, I know that, man. What's that got to do with birthmarks? He was like, what you don't understand, son, is when the woman's pregnant with that baby, the man still loves that woman. All right, what the fuck that got to do with anything? They still have sex, son. All right, what's that got to do with birthmarks? All right, you just want me to put it out there like that. All right, basically, son, I bust a nut on your back and it took. I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry, all right? I thought your mom's process was gonna wash all that off of you, but it didn't. I'm stuck with you for life, all right? And I'm ashamed to tell you guys how long I believe that, all right? I believe that for so long. I didn't learn where birthmarks came from until my senior year in high school, all right? I got in an argument with this Vietnamese girl, and that bitch started it, all right? She started it. I was defending myself, all right? And like I said, I'm a product of bullying. If I have ammo, I'm going for the jugular, you know? And she had a birthmark that covered half her face. Yeah, bitch, that's why your dad busts a nut on your face, you know what I mean? And it's funny to me now because I realized that no one else in the class knew that that's where I thought birthmarks came from. They just thought I had some insider information because we live close to each other. Long story short, my dad's a beast. I know where birthmarks come from now. I love how they stop laughing at the end of every joke. It's sweet. It's sweet how that happens.
The last 5 minutes of my act was called Looking for a Closer.
All right, I'll get out of here on this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna do something that no comic should ever do, because we all want to seem infallible. We want to seem like we can handle any situation at any given time and always get a laugh and make you laugh, you know. But I'm about to tell you about the one and only time I've ever been fired from a gig. All right, and it wasn't my fault. I blame football. I blame the NFL, all right? Because I'm a diehard fan of my team. I love my team, you know? And when my team loses, I can't handle it. I get hammered, you know? And unfortunately, I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, all right? So yeah, I got a little bit of drinking problem now, you know what I mean? And I'll never forget, season before last, when we won our first game, I'll never forget, I lost my shit. It was week 9. Against the Miami Dolphins, and we won, and I never got that wasted before. I had officially surpassed college white girl wasted, you know what I mean? I had never got that fucked up before, just screaming, wow, Buccaneers, 1-8 playoffs, motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Like I was that delusional, you know, and then my buddy hit me up, he was like, yo, Anthony, you at the bar? I was like, hell yeah, I'm watching my Buccaneers kick ass. He was like, cool, man. We at a bar called Bleachers, 3 blocks away. Our entertainment backed out, man. If you could show up, do like 20 minutes, we'll give you $400, and man, you can drink on us for the rest of the night. Bam! Hell yeah, I'm doing that shit, you know what I mean? And I did a drunken sprint, 3 blocks. I get there, no lie, ladies and gentlemen, children everywhere. Yeah, and y'all don't understand the severity of this children's party, all right? It was 60 to 70 of these little bastards running all over the place, all right? Ranging from ages of 4 to 7 years old, all right? There was a fucking clown in the corner making balloon animals, all right? It was a sports bar, 17 TVs in that motherfucker, but all of them on Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., Disney Channel, Boomerang, PBS. Some other shit I don't know about because I don't have kids, fuck them. And I walked up to the guy that booked me, and he was like, oh man, thanks for showing up. And he gave me a wireless microphone. And he was like, look man, I don't care if you make anybody else in here laugh, you just make my son laugh. And he pointed at the 6-year-old that looked like he was hating life. And I started making this drunken walk of shame to this child, trying to figure out how I'm gonna make an abortion joke kid-friendly. I got Chuck to snort, that was awesome. and I get up to him, I'm like, yo man, what you watching, man? He was like, Nick Jr. And I was like, what, you don't like this? He was like, nah, I'd rather be over there. And he pointed to the TV with the Disney Channel on it. And I was like, yo, man, you know it's your birthday. You can do whatever the fuck you want to, right? And he gave me this look like, black guy, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't say that, you know what I mean? But I could see in his eyes I just became Bagger Vance. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, I just became John Coffey. You know, that magical Negro bringing prosperity to white people's lives. Like I just saw I did that. So we get over to the Disney Channel TV. I'm like, yo, man, you happy now? He was like, yeah, and it's my favorite show with Zach and Cody. You watch this show? And I was like, nah, man, I got pubes. Why the fuck would I watch this show? But it's the Disney Channel, man. So, you know, one of these kids is going to have a coke problem. So who's going to have a coke problem? Is he going to have a coke problem or is she going to have a coke problem? What about him? Is he going to have a coke problem? What about her? Is she going to have a coke problem? And then I noticed all of the parents started working their way in my direction. Because in my drunken state, I forgot that they gave me a wireless microphone. And I've been saying all this shit over the mic, you know what I mean? And all of the kids were giving me their full and undivided attention like I was doing magic tricks. And that son of a bitch, as I'm screaming over the mic, is he gonna have a coke problem or is she gonna have a coke problem? What about him? Is he gonna have a coke problem? What about her? Is she gonna have a coke problem? And then he was like, I don't think any of them gonna have a coke problem. I was like, me either. They probably drink Pepsi. High five. Psst. And all of the kids lost their shit, all right? They all lost their shit, and it felt perfect, all right? It felt like I was in a kids' TV show, you know what I mean? Like all I needed was a handful of glitter and rainbows, and I could have went, imagine, and a cartoon would have started, or something like it felt that great. And then he was like, you're funny. And I was like, fuck yeah, I am. And then I got fired. But it wasn't my fault, damn it. But thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on this, man. Appreciate you. I'm Anthony Crawford.
Nice round of applause. Anthony Crawford, ladies and gentlemen. Nice job, young man. Nice job. He's clever, right? He's one of the good ones. So that might be my favorite line. That might be my favorite line. All right, coming to the stage is one of my favorite people to put on shows. She was the narrator in our spaghetti western. She did our opening night of EUGE Chuckles. And on our Pride show, I got nobody prouder to bring on than this next young lady. Please welcome Jordan Wieleba, everybody. Jordan Wieleba.
Hey, fun fact, Anthony was not the only straight black guy on this show. You didn't know me 8 years ago, did you? This is going to be a learning experience for some of you. This is great. I'm happy to be here down in Brodo, down in Denver. This is great. I'm sure that takes a whole new meaning during Pride Week. I'll be the bitch selling squeegees on the corner. This is going to be. Was that Anthony gets up and tells abortion jokes to kids, and I lose you at squeegees? That's fun. It's great. I'm happy to be here. I did some traveling recently. I did some comedy festivals. Did you know that if you go out of town and people know you're from Colorado, when they say hi to you, it's really more of a question? It's really weird. Instead of hi, they're like, hi. It's fucked up. Everybody, because I'm from Colorado, everybody assumed I was smoking weed, which, that's fine. I get it. That's what happens when you come from a place where the state bird is the pot leaf. It's Colorado. But it started causing problems. I did a festival in Toronto, and when I flew in, I went through immigrations, and the lady was like, "Oh, where are you traveling from?" I said, "Denver, Colorado," and she's like, "Oh, open your bags, please." I knew I shouldn't have taken that fucking red eye. That was a fucking mistake. But it's ridiculous. Of course, last month was 420, right? Big holiday in Colorado. Yeah, I know you like it. 420. People from all over the world come to Denver to forget why they came to Denver. It's so fun. Of course, this year we had a thing called the Cannabis Cup, which is a weed smoking competition, just like smoking regular weed, except with ribbons. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had to go to Boston the day after 420, so the entire plane was like full of stoners trying to get home, and we hit altitude. Like 5 people were like, "I've never been so high," and they all fist bumped. It was awful. That one was for me. That's fine. I was sitting next to a guy, and he absolutely reeked like weed. He just smelled so bad. There's no way he didn't have any on him. And I'm sitting there the entire flight. I'm like, dude, really? Come on. You're on a full plane. Share, you dick. Okay, weed jokes aren't landing. That's fine. Believe it or not, I don't smoke weed. You guys, don't smoke a lot of weed. Not because I don't want to, but because I can't keep up with the fucking technology. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. I went to my friend's apartment, and he handed me a bong. It had a USB port in it. I don't know. Didn't know whether to take a hit or download trivia crack. It was ridiculous. It's terrible. I used to have my medical marijuana card. It lapsed because I couldn't fake my back injury. But I let it lapse, and my friend was like, "You know what? Why don't you get it again? Weed is cheaper. Get your license again." I'm like, "Well, there's nothing really wrong with me. I can't lie to a doctor." And he was like, "Well, you have your condition." I said, what condition are you talking about? And he goes, well, you know, you're transsexual. I'm like, that's not a condition, sweetheart. We ain't gonna fix this shit. You think it's gonna make me forget I have a dick? I don't think so. We don't do that shit. That would make going to the bathroom at night very awkward. I just going like, oh shit! All right, that terrible hot mess. Sorry if you weren't expecting that tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pride show. You had to expect at least one of us. I mean, it's fine. If I'm the first trans woman you've met, congratulations, you saw a fucking unicorn. Way to go. It's great. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna, for those of you unfamiliar with trans people, I'm gonna tear this Band-Aid off real quick. No, I haven't had the surgery. Yes, I always knew I was a woman. And no, I don't know any of the fucking Kardashians. Quit asking. Quit asking. Where's my Vanity Fair cover? God damn it.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Fucking Caitlyn, that bitch. I swear to God. It's ridiculous. Yeah, if we all had Kardashian money, I'd look like Jessica Lange too. So yay. Yay, Caitlyn. Yeah. Yeah, girl. It was, it's ridiculous. I am trans. I came out of the closet about 4 years ago, which is a scary thing to have to do. You know, whether you're gay or lesbian, trans or Republican, it's hard to come out. It's, no offense.
Aww.
Sorry, sweetheart. It's hard. It takes a lot of balls to tell people you don't want balls. Unfortunately, it's ridiculous. It's a nightmare. Dating is a nightmare for me. I don't date. I haven't been on a date in a very long time. Not a lot of LGBT meetup places for trans people, you guys. No, especially in my neighborhood. I'm from a town called Highlands Ranch. Oh.
Ooh.
You've heard of it. Great, yeah. Gayest thing we have down there is California Pizza Kitchen. So, yeah, you're laughing because you know they got some gay-ass pizzas. Are you kidding me? Just put some lube on there and you're good to go. Yay, CPK. It's ridiculous. Dating doesn't work for me. I tried online dating. It hasn't happened. I hit all the sites. I hit eHarmony, Plenty of Fish, Match.com, fucking Christian Mingle, J-Date, Black People Meet, Farmers Only, no bites. No bites, unfortunately. I tried finding a trans dating site, but I kept getting links to car repair places. I don't know how that works. I got my oil changed. That was about it. Those pet boys are really nice. They're nice guys. Yikers. And, it's so ridiculous. Getting laid isn't the problem, though. Getting laid is not the problem. I could get laid, all right? There are people who want people like me. All I have to do is talk to this dude, Craig. He has a list. Just be like, smooth up in you, Craig. It doesn't work that way. I don't do Craigslist because of all the creeps and pervs and comedians on Craigslist. I don't do that. I'm not about to go that way to get laid. I haven't been laid in 5 years. You guys, 5 whole fucking years. Yeah, homeless people fuck more than I do. It's terrible. They do it to survive. It's awful. Last thing I fucked was a box of Wheat Thins, and they put up a fight. It was... Nabisco was not happy. Did you like that one? You know my Wheat Thins jokes. That's terrible. Don't get me started on the cream cheese. Terrible. Mint jelly? No, all right, that's fine. You guys aren't digging the gross jokes. They're actually to tell you the truth, there is a guy I do like. He's a straight guy. I like men. I'm straight. Wrap your head around that, Armory. He's a nice straight guy, and I like him a lot. I think he likes me too, but he's seen me perform before. He knows I'm trans, and he's having a hard time getting around that. He's like questioning himself. He's like, what does that mean about me? What are my friends gonna think? What if I get too emotionally attached to this chick? And I'm like, dude, I never thought I'd be the person to say this, but quit acting like such a fucking girl. Are you kidding me? Grow some balls, man. Ask me out. Do you want mine? Take them. I don't need them. Just, okay, all right. You're right, Anthony. Yikes. It's fine. I will find somebody. I think guys are just too afraid to date me because of the age-old adage of cooties, Of course, at my age, cooties means penis, and it's just, I think guys just don't want to date me because my cooties might be bigger than theirs. It's not working. I will find somebody. I'm just holding out for somebody who wants me for me, It's not the penis on the outside that matters, you guys. Took a second. Penis on the inside. That counts. Thanks for waiting for that 2-3 punch. Yeah. It's fine. Well, this is no surprise. I alluded before that I have not had the surgery at the old permatuck. It's hasn't happened yet. It will happen. It's really expensive, you guys. It's gonna cost me an arm and a cock. I swear to God. It is so. Like, it is so ridiculous. Like, my friends complain about their vaginas all the time. I'm like, I want to play too. And my friends are like, no, honey. You should be so happy you don't have your period. I'm like, you should be so happy you didn't have to pay 25 grand for your vagina. It's not fair. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's so ridiculously expensive. So I've been trying to look to cut corners. No pun intended. I found a story in the news about a trans woman in Minneapolis who is in jail for murder. Trans woman in jail for murder. The state paid for her vagina. I'm reading that. I'm like, who the fuck do I gotta kill to get rid of this hot mess? Yeah, there she. Not appreciative. So I don't know. My friends have been trying to help me out. They've been giving me suggestions. One of my friends told me I should go to Mexico because they seem like they're on the up and up. Yeah, I guess go to Mexico for a vagina. Yeah, that's. Give me a soldering iron in a Ziploc bag. I'll do it myself. I don't think that's gonna happen. Of course, a lot of trans women go over to Asia to get their work done. Over in China or Japan. Or Thailand, whatever. I know if I'm gonna go over there, I'm just gonna want vagina again in half an hour. It's. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No.
Sweet. You're so sweet.
You said vagina and I checked out.
You know, normally I would too, but it's like, I'm like the Exorcist, except with a vagina instead of cross on my head. It's. That I have no idea where that came from. That was stupid. Don't listen to that joke. It's fine. Like it's terrible. Like, what the fuck am I? Is there like a push pull or drag it in sale I can go to? Like, I'll talk to Deal and Doug. I don't care how big of a douche he is. I'll take one of those too. I'll take a 75-year-old black woman's vagina. I have hair ties. I can make it work. I don't wear heels a lot. I will be fine. I know what scrunchies are. It's just, it's ridiculous. So one of my friends, he finally found somebody. He said, Jordan, I found somebody. He's in Arizona. He does the surgery, but he's a carpenter for his day job. So he does the surgery as a hobby. I'm like, first of all, surgery and hobby don't really belong in the same sentence. But if he's a carpenter, at least he knows how to frame a box.
Thank you.
Boom.
Thank you.
Carpentry jokes on Gay Pride Week. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll leave you on that. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, Jordan Wieleba.
Thank you.
Very funny, Jordan Wieleba. Very funny. I do want to mention my next beer is brought to you by the fine people at Upslope. Oh, God, I see you pouring it right now. They're cold, they're delicious, they're off the tap. And they're brought to you by the fine people at Upslope, who we'd be happy to have as advertisers on this show. Upslope. You know, we have a whole audience full of people that would love to drink your delicious beers. Oh, my God. And we have a twink that's bringing me a drink. I like that. I probably shouldn't comment on your cute butt, but you have a cute butt. Nobody applauded your butt. Nope, no. Don't pander to his butt. If it didn't inspire you to clap, you know, it's a good sign. Maybe I shouldn't fuck it later. Sorry, too real? Too real. Okay. Hot set, Jordan. Good luck with your box. We got to do a fundraiser. I don't know, you know, as soon as I learn how to draw a crowd, we're going to raise you 25 grand and get you a sweet, sweet puss. Right, that should probably be the name of the benefit. The Sweet, Sweet Pustiful. Fistful of pussy? I don't think they like dirty jokes. Your next act is a very clever young lady. How do I know this? She's a member of the Upright Citizens Brigade. That might be one of the finest credits we've yet presented on this dang show. She comes to us by way of New York. She grew up here in Denver. She's a very funny comedian. Would you please welcome Morgan Miller, everybody? Here comes sweet Morgan Miller. Cheers. Glad to have. Oh, right.
You must, man, right?
Should we hug it out?
I think we gotta hug it out. Are you super gay? Are you looking for gay
Wicked
love?
fucking gay. Wicked gay. Wicked gay.
He's looking for gay love.
I don't know that I'm looking for love.
You must look for
I'm
love.
wicked gay, so love is not what I'm looking for. But
I think if you're
frequency.
wicked gay, love is in the air. You must. Have you guys seen the play Wicked? Have you seen the musical Wicked? There you go. Then you're looking for love.
I didn't see. I'm not that kind of gay.
You're not that kind of gay?
Nah, big
Wonderful.
fat bear. Big
He's
fat
not
bear.
that kind of gay.
I have two twinks that I know that have seen Wicked.
So I have to ask, because I don't really know. Twink is just like a gay.
18 to 22-year-old wayfish gay male.
Yeah.
Wayfish is the
Wayfish?
key word.
What is
Wayfish.
that?
Like a little wafer of gay. Goes
So-
good on a cracker.
So a
So
twink.
that's an Anthony Crawford joke right there.
So a twink is the caviar of gay.
Thank you. Thank you. Especially when Russian or Czechoslovakian. Thank you.
Russian, Czechoslovakian, wait. A twink is just caviar gay. Okay, I understand that. It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me. Everyone, yeah, it's so fun. A lot of gay people here, a lot of gays, you know, a lot of trans.
We got that?
That's it. You know, this show's about that. It's about those gays and those trans, you know. And for me, I guess you're like, what's her deal? Right? What's her deal? What's Morgan's deal? She's on this show, and I guess some of you are probably like, oh yeah, she's gay. She's super gay. Right? Maybe you're like that.
You're a little too pretty to be a lesbian.
Here's the thing. And here's
Here.
the thing about it.
Here, my name is Chuck Roy.
And here's the thing. I think a lot of you maybe are like, oh yeah, no. She's like cute. She fucks guys for sure, right? But some of you are like, nah, she's a comedian. You don't really know. You never know, Chuck. You never know, right? And I love Too Pretty to be a Lesbian. That's wonderful. But to everyone, and I think everyone out there is kind of like, she'd fuck me. She'd have sex with me. Probably. And to everyone out there, if you're thinking any of these things, I just want to say to you, yes. So yes is the answer. I'm a bisexual. Thank you. Don't clap. Thank you. I guess if you have to label, that's what the deal is. I am a bisexual, and I think a lot of people sometimes when you say that, they're like, oh, you're just gay as gay can be. Bisexual isn't real. But it is. Bisexuality is a real thing, and a lot of people don't really get it. But I'm here to like educate. I'm not here just to do comedy, Chuck. I'm here to educate. So if you guys want to know, I'm going to tell you exactly what bisexuality is. And I'm a bisexual, and what that means is that I as a bisexual, I only have sexual intercourse on a bicycle. And that is primarily with women. So it's difficult at best. Difficult at best, I think, is what I'll leave it at. I grew up in the 90s here in Denver. Did you guys, anyone here grow up in the 90s? Yeah. Well, I grew up in the 90s, and I think there were a lot of tall tale signs of like the thing that I was like, either I was gonna grow up and I was gonna kiss a girl or date a woman once or twice or forever. You know what I'm saying? And I think there were a lot of signs growing up. And to me, when I was growing up, it was like, okay, yeah, maybe this girl's gonna date girls, and I'll tell you about it. But like, for example, like when I went to get my first haircut done, where they were like, you can pick your haircut. And they were like, Morgan, you're allowed to pick your haircut now. This is your choice, so what do you want? And I was like, well, I think, and I don't know my exact words, Chuck, but I know that it was similar to something like this. I was like, I just want you to put a bowl on my head. I want you to cut around the bowl. I want you to shave the back. I want you to take off the bowl, and I want you to look, I just want to look like Jodie Foster, you know what I'm saying? Not my exact words, but very similar to probably what it was. I also begged my mom. I begged her to get me Jenko jeans.
Yeah.
Right? A wallet with a chain that connected to my belt. And I wore a Big Dog's Star Wars t-shirt.
Nice.
Almost every day of my life. So, I don't know about me, but I think most lesbians in the 90s were wearing that exact outfit. And I really believe that. I also was like really into Britney Spears. I like love Britney Spears. Anyone here like Britney? Yeah. I love Britney Spears, huge fan. I've been to a bunch of her concerts. I used to always be like, but like my favorite song of Britney Spears is Sometimes You Run, right? But my favorite video was I'm a Slave for You, which was where she was pretty much naked. And I was like, oh God, yeah, I want to have that body. And I think in general, I was like, I want to have sex with that body. So I guess that was a sign.
That's clearly a sign.
That maybe I wanted to kiss girls for a while. I'm going through a breakup right now, which is awful. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you for being the guy who says, oh. Because I need that. I'm going through a breakup. It's awful. I'm going through what I'm calling a Tinder breakup. Do you guys know what Tinder is? Clap if you do. A couple of you know what it is. Tinder is a dating app. It's a dating application on your phone. It is less than OkCupid. It is more than nothing. So it is. It's the worst. But Tinder is an app where you swipe that you like if you like the way a person looks. That's it. That's the whole thing. But I'm going through what I call a Tinder breakup. My girlfriend of almost 2 years, I met on Tinder, who I love and who cannot say a bad word about. But we broke up on Tinder, and she, about a couple months, she was like, she decided she wanted to email Tinder. She emailed the corporation, and she said, hey, just so you know, my girlfriend and I have been together for almost a year. If you ever need anyone for a commercial or anything, let us know. Because we'll be on your commercial. We're a Tinder success story. Aww. Which is wonderful, right? It's so cute. And Tinder never emailed her back. And I think that's because for Tinder, that's not a success story, Chuck.
No.
I'll tell you, that's not what they want to be happening. For Tinder, I think the most successful Tinder story is that you have a one-night stand with someone, and the next day you're not suicidal. And I think that
True.
is the most successful Tinder date. So for me, a Tinder commercial, if it happened, would be something like this. It would be like, oh, hey, I went on Tinder. I fucked a guy last night, and today I feel pretty good. Tinder. And then that's the commercial, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they want long-term stuff on there. They want just fucking go, you know what I'm saying? It was also called a Tinder breakup because I immediately got on Tinder after the breakup, which I think is a terrible idea. Don't ever do that, ever. But I got on the app right after I broke up. I went on what I'm going to say is collectively the worst date that Chuck and I have ever been on together. And Chuck and I didn't even go on to it together, but I know it's our worst date together. It was terrible. It was awful. This girl was horrendous, but she kept being like, so I went, she was like, she felt very anxious and weird, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, what's your sign? I feel like that's a good thing to ask. She's like, I'm a Virgo. I'm like, oh, Virgos are very calming energy. I love that. She's like, actually, I'm super anxious. I take medication for it. I was like, oh my God. Fucking shit. She's like, are you into politics? I was like, not really. She goes, did you vote? And in my head, I was like, fuck you, you can't. I said it out loud, but I said, fuck you, this is awful. I was like, I'll save this. I'll save this date. I said, when did you start dating women? Good question to ask, I think, sometimes. She's like, in high school. I was like, oh, cool. She's like, I dated this girl for about 3 years in high school, and then we broke up. And for some reason, I felt compelled to be like, why did you break up? And I think everyone here knows that that's not a good question to ask. And I was like, why did you guys break up? And I think subconsciously or non-subconsciously, you're in your head when you ask that question out loud. You're like, just for the love of God, please don't say she died.
Yeah.
And I said that multiple times to myself. I said, please, please don't say she died. Please don't say she died. Please don't say she died. And she looked me in the face. She said she died. And and I said, oh, fuck. And I said, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. That's awful. She's like, sorry to be a Debbie Downer on this date. I was like, oh, no, you're not. And in my head, I was like, oh, yes, you are. And I was like, this is the worst day ever. And we went, and she paid for the drinks. Thank God. She must. If she hadn't paid for the drinks, there would have been nothing left for me to do in my life. And she paid for the drinks, and we were about to leave, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, so, like, this date went great. And I was like, I guess we'll hug. Let's hug goodbye. And I hugged this girl goodbye who didn't want to hug me in any capacity. She did not want to have physical contact. And I hugged her, and then she left, and I was like, hey, listen, if you ever want to see a comedy show, she called me. I'll get you into a comedy show. So that, I'll tell, is like Chuck and I's worst date story collectively together. What a terrible life I'm living. You know what I'm saying? I will leave you on this. This is an impression. I don't know if you guys like impressions, but this is an impression. All right, cool. Babe, tortilla nipples. That's my future spouse. On Valentine's Day, when he or she comes home, you know, and I'm completely naked with only miniature tortillas over my nipples. So that's something you guys can take for yourselves. Thank you, Chuck. Thanks for having me.
Oh, glad to. Right on. Morgan Miller, everybody. And good. Frankly, I'm so glad you said we could take the tortilla nipples thing. Because as soon as you said it, I was like, I'm doing that. Which is just, twinks don't eat. Which is what frustrates my twinks. They're like, what do you mean we're gonna have a snack? And I'm like, what do you mean we're not? I found your comedy to be very authentic, and I know so because your mom and dad are here. When you did the bowl cut bit, you know, revealing your first hint of a lesbian, your mom was like, she laughed like, yes, I recall that haircut. And your dad was at the bar drinking, going, yeah, I remember hearing about the haircut. Some parents drink. That's how my dad dealt with it. Okay. You do that as a crowd, I notice. When we share and we're like, I think I'll wing it and this will be funny. Sometimes as a crowd, you're like, script that more. And I'm hearing you. And we'll do that. Earlier tonight, I told you about my good friend Mona Lott, who's organized the terrific Pride Parade. She's got a wonderful show at the Improv called Memoirs of a Gay Show, which is a clever fucking title, young lady. And what I love about your shows is you draw an audience. And again, I'm not being ungrateful for it is now 12 of you that are here. We started with 6 and we've grown to 12. So within one show, we've quadrupled the amount of gay jokes you thought you were going to hear, and we've doubled the audience, which I think is terrific. And I think the good people at Upslope ought to take note. Ever since we mentioned Upslope on stage, the audience doubled. If you want to double your profits, oh, God, and you hate advertising too. That's going to be good, crowd. Thanks for helping us there. We'd like an empty showroom with no advertising. That's going to help my retirement fund. Look, either I pay for my retirement or the Millers have to through taxes. And finally, a joke your dad likes. I have a lot of jokes about lowering taxes. Okay. My favorite Republican on the show is this next act. I'm teasing. There's no way she won't fucking shoot me over introducing her like that. I told you earlier about her terrific show. You're now going to see her great comedy. Would you please welcome a longtime supporter of my shows and a very good friend, Mona Lott. Everybody, here comes the queen of the night. It's Mona Lott, everybody. Oh, God bless you.
Well, hello there, boys and girls.
Yeah.
And bitches. You know who you are. Where are the bitches in the room? Woo! Right on. Power to the bitches. Yeah. So, do you like the outfit? Thank you. When I went to the shop, the girl asked me, what are you looking for? I said, ruffles. She brought me this. I fucking wanted potato chips. Yeah. Some of you are still looking at me like, what the fuck is that? It's okay, sir, I'm a drag queen. It's all right. Have you ever seen a drag queen before? You have? Who was it? RuPaul? Dennis Rodman? Madonna? Yeah. Madonna is looking really good for a 65-year-old man. I'll tell you, it is not easy being a drag queen. It's not. It's really difficult. I mean, people come up to me all the time. They ask me the stupidest questions. They're like, what are your boobs made of? I'm like, my boobs are made out of the same thing all boobs are made out of. Republicans. People aren't very nice to drag queens either. They're not, believe it or not. I did a show a couple weeks ago, and there was a guy in the back of the bar, and he yells out on me, why are you so fat? I walked right up to him. I looked him right in the eye, and I said, I am so fat because every time your mom blows me, she bakes me a cake. Well, you know I'm not going to eat her pie. I mean, come on. Not going to put her muffins in my mouth, that's for sure. Oh, shit. So, yeah, you guys are learning a lot about Gay Pride Week. This is a Gay Pride Month, and we are getting ready next week, going to do this float for, well, we've been telling Chuck it's a float in the Pride Fest. It's really his fucking intervention.
This gets worse every time I hear about it.
Only way we could get him there, you know. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm assuming most of you are straight here, only by the way you're dressed. Anyway, I mean, come on. But I'm assuming as straight people, you really don't understand what Gay Pride is about. And Gay Pride is actually a commemoration of Stonewall. See, on an early morning on June 28th in 1969, a gay bar called the Stonewall Inn was raided by police. Now, in this time, a lot of gay bars were raided by police on a regular basis, but this was the first time the gay community stood up to police brutality.
Yeah.
And nowadays, we just lay down for it.
Yeah.
Oh. Officer, I've been a bad boy. Yeah. Put your handcuffs on me, yes. Oh, and in those days, I don't know if you knew this, but most of the gay bars were owned by the mafia. Yeah. And the queens were all excited about it because they kept hearing about these cement shoes, and every bitch wanted a pair. Yeah, the mafia owned all the gay bars. This really put a knot in J. Edgar Hoover's pantyhose. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But the mob they weren't very nice to gay people. The mafia wasn't very nice. In fact, what they would do is they would pick out wealthy patrons of these bars, and they would blackmail them for large sums of money to not out them in public, which explains why Tom Cruise and John Travolta are still paying large sums of money to Scientology. Oh, please. Like you fuckers like John Travolta. Come on. He ain't done nothing since Saturday Night Fever. Now he just has Bieber fever. Oh, shit. Yeah, and you know, in 1993, actually, New York had its first Dyke March. And they still have it today. It's on the eve of the annual Gay Pride March. I call it Summer's Eve March.
Woof.
You ever been around any lesbians? I'm telling you right now. Summer's Eve March. Oh, shit. And I guess then in the next year, they had the 25th anniversary of Stonewall, and they created a 1-mile-long parade flag. Yeah. A 1-mile-long parade flag. Okay. Yeah, but I know gay men. It was probably more like 6 inches. I don't like that. Oh, goodness. And now Bruce Jenner is Caitlyn Jenner. Yes, that's all glad to know. I'm very excited for him. All the more power to her. Caitlyn is now a woman. I mean, I figure, why the hell not, you know? Why should Chloe be the only woman in that family that has to shave her mustache every morning?
Woof.
Please, I am not transphobic in any way. Believe me, I am not. I just didn't like Bruce Jenner. And the fact that, well, I didn't. I mean, and the fact that now he's a she doesn't make it any different, you know? Frankly, I think Chaz Bono is a much better person, and I think he's done a much better job of representing the trans community. And I just like him a lot, especially a couple years ago, he was at Jiffy Lube, and he got really nervous because he heard one of those mechanics say, "That tranny is really fucked up. We're going to have to tear it apart." That's why we don't say tranny anymore, you know what I mean? Just don't use that word. But no, Bruce was an ass, and now Bruce is Caitlyn, and Caitlyn is an ass as far as as far as I'm concerned. I mean, all the hormones, silicone, professional makeup, and $4,000 costumes is not going to change that. Just look at Michael Jackson.
Woof.
Oh, please, he was still a child molester no matter how much he turned into a white woman. Please. What's that? What'd you say? He touched, what? Still don't understand what the hell you're saying.
He said he touched me.
He touched me, thank you. Shit, you ain't been touched in a while. Anyway,
Woof.
I can say that, it's my husband. I actually did a show though for a transgender convention a few years ago, and it was wonderful. I met a lot of really fantastic people, really wonderful people. Unfortunately, I could not breathe in that room. Oh my God, it smelled like Old Spice and Jean Nate.
Woof.
Let me try that again. It smelled like Old Spice and Jean Nate. Only a couple of you are old enough to remember what the fuck Jean Nate smells like, aren't you? That's the way it goes. Oh, so we are excited that we're waiting for the Supreme Court to come out with their decision on gay marriage. Yeah. I don't know if you're aware of that, but back in April, they heard historic arguments on gay marriage. And I'm like, so what? I've been hearing hysteric arguments on gay marriage with my husband for the last 20 years. You know, because people keep asking me all the time. They're like, well, why? I don't understand. Why do we have to pass gay marriage? Why can't you just have a civil union? I'm like, well, you know what? If you've ever heard me and my husband argue, you know that we are anything but civil. Thanks, Chuck. Oh, shit. And you're from New York? I heard that, Morgan. You're from New York. I hope you're staying safe, because they had those 2 inmates that escaped from prison. Yes, you know, it's terrible. The local sheriff reported one of them is really well endowed. And then a couple days ago, actually, the massive manhunt is making some progress, because dogs did sniff and found their scent at a local Subway. Apparently, it's about a foot long.
Woof.
I don't know about you bitches. I really don't. I got all fucking dressed up for this. This is not easy. I'm telling you right now. This shit just doesn't, you know. I can't do like, you know, I can't just all of a sudden get that call and run 3 blocks to the gay bar like this. You know, it takes me a while to put this shit on. You know, it's like a construction job.
Lots of Mexicans involved.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, excuse me.
It's all right. I mean, I need a permit, a contractor, and David Copperfield, actually, to make myself look like this. Oh. I was going to leave you bitches with that, but I'm not sure that was a good way to go, actually. I'm a little worried. You know, it is campaign season, and I don't know who you're all voting for. Hopefully Hillary's going to be our next president, regardless of what Chuck thinks. But I've decided that I, myself, am going to run for president of the United States. I'm going to be throwing my hat into the ring. I'm not running for either of the parties because, frankly, I think America is sick and tired of the 2-party system, which is why I promise, as president, I will always have threesomes at my parties.
Yeah.
That's right. I am perfect to be president. I mean, look at the shape I'm in. I'm a perfect fit for the Oval Office. I am. And you know, just like President Obama, I vow that when I'm president, no boots on the ground. That's right.
Whoa.
Because I like my military men on their back with their boots in the air.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. I'm Mona Lott.
Yeah, that's Mona Lott. She's sucked almost as much dick as Denny Hastert. All right, folks, you are a magical audience. I hope to invite you back next month to our next EUGE Chuckles. I want to thank the Armory for hosting us and Eugene Kenny for shooting such a nice show. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Have a great night. Happy Pride.